Why am I dressed like this? Because it's flippin' cold out here. It's minus 15 degrees Celsius. This AMG Mercedes here is on top of ice. Not any ice. There's 400 kilometers of this ice on Lake Winnipeg, over a meter deep. So today it's the Mercedes AMG Driving Academy Winter Style. Until now, if you wanted to participate in the AMG Winter Sporting program, you had to go to Sweden. Now, for the first time, it's also available in North America, right here in Gimli, Manitoba, Canada.
The reason for AMG Winter Sporting is to give our customers an opportunity to come and experience these cars in an environment that's a little bit different than what they're used to. We've done a lot of racetrack programs, and now we've replicated racetracks on the ice to give customers a chance to slide cars around a little bit on our studded tires.
Participants go through a short briefing, and then it's off to the track for a little warm-up orientation at night. I never knew night driving on an ice track could be so much fun. It almost feels like your concentration is more focused since you can't see any other distractions. Once you've honed your skills in the night drive with those exercises, you get to try them out on one of 3 tracks. It's a lot tighter, but you use what you learned to drift around using your brakes to initiate the drift. Now we're driving the CLS 63s right now, and it's a beast. 577 horsepower and 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Woo, and it's really, really slick today. There we go. Initiate that drift and see if we can power it all the way through. Whoa, whoa, and whoa. Uh-oh. Spin, spin.
I got you there.
Okay. That wasn't supposed to be on film, but this is real life. It happens. It is really slick out here, though. It's slicker than it was last night, for sure. We're gonna try out 2 other cars as well. This being the biggest, baddest boy with the all-wheel drive. So that power is equally just as deadly. It can get you in trouble, but it can really pull you out as well. Classroom time is minimal, so most of the training is on-track, in-car instruction. Another thing ensuring you get the maximum seat time, the entire program takes place right outside your hotel room off the shores of Lake Winnipeg. So, what is the purpose of the AMG Winter Sporting program?
It's a combination of many things. It's a branding program. It's an opportunity to introduce people to the AMG brand if they're not familiar with it. This is a perfect playground to be able to really push the cars to the limits. It's a driving program as well, so it gives our customers the opportunity to test their own physical limits, driving in these difficult conditions. I mean, it's beautiful sunshine, but we're on ice. It's not a friendly environment when 4 wheels are on an ice platform.
Okay, this is the real beast we're in right now. This is the AMG C63s, and that's complete with a twin turbo V8, putting out over 500 horsepower, and this is the only rear wheel drive car, so it drives totally different than, of course, the 4MATIC ones. And I really like it. It's, first of all, this whole experience is almost counterintuitive of what you normally learn in driving programs, especially the driving academies from Mercedes-Benz, where you're supposed to actually not slide, and they encourage you to be in control and slide. And it's really raw. First of all, rear wheel drive only, and in all the vehicles that we're testing, even though Mercedes-Benz have some of those advanced vehicles on the road, we've switched off all the aids. The stability program is off. The traction control is off. We're in full manual mode. Everything is manual, and it's really a lot of fun, and it's amazing to see how capable these vehicles really are. Now we're in third gear right now. We're on another track here. By the way, there are over 7 kilometers of track at this facility. And look at this. Oh man. What's amazing, once you get it, now the conditions change all the time. But once you really get it, you feel like a superstar. It's like hitting that sweet spot on a tennis racket or any other sport. Kind of like, remember with your bicycle doing a wheelie and you get that perfect balance point. And once you get that balance point, it's easy to maintain. And when you do it, it just seriously feels so good. Of course, you're still gonna have spins, as you can hear. But it's almost like it's a fine line, very, very fine line between just riding that drift and spinning out. And you just have to commit a little bit more and do it. It's just the perfect dance between steering input, brake to load up the wheel to get traction, and then throttle control. And it's just a fine line. Whoa, sometimes you go over that line though. Even though we're driving on ice, there is an amazing amount of traction with these cars.
So the cars are essentially stock cars. We have added some extra protection on the front of the vehicles, an extra bumper to protect the front if they hit a snowbank. And then we've installed studded tires that are specifically made for us. The cars on average use 400 studs per tire. The studs are bonded into the tire and they're 2.2 millimeters long, so they give a tremendous amount of traction.
So now we're in car number 3, which is the CLA 45, and that's a 2-liter turbocharged engine putting out 375 horsepower. A lot of horsepower for a 4-cylinder, but still not as much as those big guys. And this is matched to a 4MATIC drive system. And one thing that you notice right away, it doesn't have as much torque, but it's really forgiving. First of all, the 4MATIC, it has torque vectoring as well. You can really control the drifts. We're on the 3rd track as well, which is called Laguna, and it's so predictable. It makes you really look like a better driver, but you still got to be careful. The conditions are changing and you can easily still spin out, but way more forgiving than the big V8. That big V8 with all that torque, you know, that can get you into trouble. Apparently through the entire program, with all the people they put through, this CLA 45 was one of the favorites. I could see why. Personally, I still like that C63s though. That rear wheel drive, that V8 torque, I don't know, there's just something about it. So what's it cost to participate in this AMG winter driving experience? Not as much as you'd think. It's $39.95, so about $4,000, and that's Canadian. So that's like 25 bucks US. Joking aside, probably about $3,000 US. You have to get your way here yourself. You pay for the plane ticket. Other than that, everything else is covered. They pick you up at the airport, they drop you back off. You get all your accommodations, your meals, everything. So it's actually a pretty good deal. And that entails a 3-day driving course. And I can tell you right now, after 3 days, first of all, you're gonna get a lot of seat time and your driving skills are definitely gonna improve.
So there's no prerequisite for customers to come other than they have to have a driver's license. The takeaway for the customers is they feel really great about themselves. They've learned to drive on ice, they've learned to appreciate these cars. They understand that you can drive all-wheel drive or 4MATIC cars and even rear-wheel drives on the ice safely and have a lot of fun doing it.
One thing which I'm sure Mercedes does not mind is that if you don't already own a Mercedes or an AMG, after doing this course, you're probably gonna want one. I know I do. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Look how wide I can drift this thing. I feel like I'm on the Fast and Furious. Woo! It's amazing the control you have in this car. Yeah, for sure, you definitely look the best driving this car. Maybe not as much fun, but definitely look good.